Hello everybody, I am really excited to do this. I am about to install the carbon fiber chassis for my Rustler, Traxxas Rustler. Now this thing is so cool. Nice battery holder, keeps it in all tight. Now I have this little battery. It fits perfectly fine, okay? And I tried the stock 7-cell humpback battery. That works fine too. I have not tried the 3S LiPo. I'm not thinking that'll fit, unless I just noticed this. There are 3 different rows, so it probably will fit. Okay, so they gave you these in case the thing's actually too big, so you can stick those in. And these in the back, I already used one, so I already fitted mine in there pretty much. The only thing that this does is, 1, add completely awesome looks, and 2, strengthen it by like a bajillion%. This thing is so strong compared to the old, just plastic chassis. And it also combines the lower chassis and the upper chassis, so you don't need to buy 2 separate ones, so they don't try to rip you off. This is super well made. Got the nice blue accents to go with my blue themed car. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the front end and the back end. So let's start out with the front end. You're gonna go ahead and take out this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw. Okay, once you take out all those 4, you're going to go ahead and flip it over. Take out this screw, and this screw. Alright, you take out those 3, the front end should pretty much just fall off. Okay, now you're going to flip it over again, and we can start taking off the back end. So, we're going to start by taking out that screw, and if you can see it, that screw right there, okay? After those are out, you're going to go ahead and flip it on its back. We're going to take out these 6 screws. There. Okay, this is just my lights, so ignore this black strip down the middle. So those 6 strips, I cannot speak, those 6 screws. Okay, you take those 6 out. We're gonna just real quickly just unattach this wire, just because it's getting really annoying right now because I'm flipping it over and stuff. So you're gonna go ahead and unscrew that one, the upper one, and the other upper one, the higher one over here. So those 4. Okay, after you do that, you could go ahead and take this little piece off, set it aside, then you can lift this up, and then, okay, the tape that I put on there did absolutely nothing, but you're going to take this, the receiver box, and gonna just unplug both of them. Okay, so just remember that the one coming from the servo goes in channel 1, the one coming from the ESC goes in channel 2, so just remember that. So next we're going to go ahead and take off the wheelie bar just to get to some other screws. It just makes everything a little bit easier. So you're going to take off that screw, and we're going to take off that screw in the middle right there. And after you've done that, you can go ahead and just slide this off. Alright. Okay, so next, we're going to undo that screw, and if you can barely see it, that screw. Okay, so you're going to pop that off. You're going to undo that screw and that screw. Okay, once you've done that, you can completely take off the rear end. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take off this screw, this one, and might as well, while we're at it, take off that tiny one and that tiny one. This will take off the ESC and the bottom half of the receiver cover thing. Alright, once you've taken those off, you can go ahead and put them aside. And next, we're going to unscrew these 4 screws. So, see that. After you've done that, you can set it aside, and well, you have taken everything off of your chassis. You can go do whatever you want with this. I'm just gonna toss it aside. Okay, after you've cleaned a little bit off of mostly everything, you're gonna, well, first you're gonna go ahead and take these 2 screws out. Then once those are out, you're gonna put them through this and tighten them on the second holes, okay? These 2 in the front are gonna be empty. Okay, so after that's in, we're gonna go ahead and install the bottom part of the receiver box. Alright, you're not gonna use the old screws that came with the receiver box. You're gonna use 2 screws and 2 bolts that came with the chassis in this little tiny bag. Next, once you've finished that, you're going to go ahead, move the chassis aside, bring up this front part, because we have to take off this old upper chassis. So, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. We're going to unscrew these 4, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, to take the servo off the old part. Okay, once you do that, you're going to go ahead and take out this screw, and this screw. You have to take off the top part to install the front and back ends. So, you have to do that. So you're going to take off all the screws on the top, all of them back there, and then you're going to have to take off this too. So, just go ahead and take off all of them. Okay, once you've done that, you can go ahead and take this top part off and just set it aside. You got the front. Now we are going to go ahead and flip this over. Okay, so the servo is going to go there, right there, and that fits really nice. And just for convenience, we're going to go ahead and pop these 2 guys on. They fit really nicely. Fit nicely on there. Now we're going to go ahead and get these 4 screws and screw them on in those 2 slots, and those 2 slots put the servo in. Okay guys, this is getting good. Okay, so now that we have this in and these on the bar, we can go ahead and reassemble this. Go ahead and screw all those in. Make sure that's down. Just make sure. And then we're going to put the front end on right after that. So, just do those screws and then we'll come back. Alright. After you got all those screws in and the pad for the ESC, you're going to go ahead and slide it into place. You're going to go ahead and start by putting these 2 screws in, right there and there, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, it's starting to look like an RC car again. Now we got those 2 screws in, so we are going to go ahead and flip it over onto its back, and we're going to screw in this one, this one, and this one, those 3. You're okay. Now that we got the front end completely done, now we are going to go ahead and put on the transmission and motor. Alright, so we're just going to pretty much set it on there. And we are going to flip it over while holding on to the transmission so it does not fall off. And then you're going to try to align these right. You're going to go ahead and stick, let's see, 4 of these, except I only got 3. four. 4 of those screws, sort of the bigger ones, and then the 2 smaller ones from the beginning. Those are going to go, the 2 smaller ones are going to go in the end ones, and then the 4 ones are going to go on those. Okay, we're going to actually, once you have the drive shaft on, you're going to push the arm up there so it's against there. If you can see that. Same on the other side. And you're going to screw in. I put them on a magnet. I put all my screws and stuff on a magnet. You're gonna use these long ones, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, once those are in, you can go ahead and lift up the shock tower a bit. Take out these 2 screws. They would come into focus. That one and that one, because those are going to be used to put in the shock tower. So just take those off, and after that, you are going to screw in these 2. And if you can see that one and that one. For these 2 over here, you're going to use the longer screws, okay? And then you're going to put them through this part, and then you're going to put this through it, and then you're going to screw it in all the way, okay? Next, we're going to install the ESC. We're going to put it on there, line up that one in the hole under it, and that one in the hole under it, and go ahead and screw those 2 in, and make sure that you have it like this. Okay, now that that's in, we're going to go ahead and put all the electronics back in here, plug all of them in, and then close it all up. Here we go, guys. This is it. Completely installed. Everything is done. We got the carbon fiber chassis completely finished. Well, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Be sure to check out my other videos that I have. I have some other ones of upgrades, and I have some ones coming out in a couple of days. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.